do we create our reality? What are the tools? It's your words, your vocabulary, the way you see things, the way you construct something. Every single word contains a universe. But I recognize that some people's vocabulary lacked words powerful enough to help them heal. We've talked a lot about power in this series, and there's a reason for that. Because everything in life is on a power calculus. Whether it's physical power or emotional power, sexual power or spiritual power or creative power, and it doesn't matter. We want to know, will this empower me? Or will this situation disempower me? Will this conversation empower me? Everything you do, whether you're conscious about it or not, is calculated by a power factor. Inevitably, the answer comes down to the words that were spoken to you. It's the power of your words. You listen to what someone will say to you, or how you're going to phrase something, what the tone of the words they use. Everything is done according to words. As a wordsmith and a writer of dozens of articles and books, I've always paid attention to words. I love words. Honestly, I used to sleep, in fact, I still do, with a dictionary on my nightstand. And I would read words, and sometimes I'd think to myself, this new word, and I can't wait to use this new word. It's a word I never heard before, and how that word would change my world. And this love of words was probably one of the greatest assets in healing, because I listened to what and how people phrase their universe, how they explain themselves with the words they use. And I realized into my work that a healing vocabulary is actually a requirement for healing. That is, how we think, how you construct a thought, what we tell ourselves, what we believe, the thoughts we dwell in can be deal breakers. And what seems extraordinary to me is the fact that many people lack a healing vocabulary. I mean, while they may, for example, speak about the need to forgive, they use the language of anger or of retaliating to hurt the people they resent. And in the process, they hurt themselves. They continually choose words that aren't problem-solving words. People will use phrases such as, I don't deserve this, or I've always been a good person, how did this happen to me? Or this is not my fault, I blame my divorce for this illness. So intensely negative are the words they use that they serve only to reinforce their illness, and all the while they think they're healing. But healing requires a positive vocabulary that helps you to reframe even the most frightening circumstances that you might find yourself in. Consider this. We give our word or we break our word. And either way shatters or creates an entirely different universe. So let's talk about the power of your words. And I'm not sure how many people actually ever pause to think about what's the power of the word that I'm using. But I'm going to share a story because I love this story. These are the stories that have shaped my world. And one day I was at a dinner party in England with very dear friends of mine. And they had a guest named Sister Jolenta. She changed my life. And she was talking about an email that she got from a bishop. How have times changed about nuns getting emails from bishops? And that alone was fun. She said she got this email and she had to respond. And he was getting impatient with her because she wasn't responding fast enough. And so she sent him an email. And as she was telling the story to us, she said, well, you know, I thought to myself, he had all this time to reflect on the words that he put down to me. And I was thinking to myself, he's not given me enough time to reflect on the words I wanted to send to him. And then she said to us, and you know, I had to take into consideration how the words I would use would impact all the people I was responsible for. She was going to reflect on how every word she had to choose was going to impact the lives of everyone she was responsible for. So every word was a universe for her. That conversation that night was one of the richest ones I'd ever had in my life. So rich that I took the word reflection, a word that I knew I had not used much in my world. And I decided right then it would become a pivotal word in my life. And I named my online class Reflections in her honor, because I realized I did not spend time in reflection. If you take that one word out of your life, that you do not reflect on the quality of the words that you use, the quality of the actions in your life, if that one word is missing, consider the shape of your inner life, because that one word is not there. How powerful that one word is. How powerful every word is. Think of the book of Genesis. In the beginning was the Word. So what does it mean to give your word to someone? How much of the scar tissue you carry, or how much of the resentment you carry, is because of a word someone used that you feel you can't get over? Now, in my history with healing, in my history with people, in workshops, for example, or in dealing with illness, or in dealing with emotional trauma, the source of the trauma often comes down to what was said to someone. I was told when I was younger that I would never amount to anything, or that I was a horrible person. A handful of words had the power to traumatize someone for the rest of their life. Or conversely, the words that were never said to somebody. I was never told that I was loved enough. Words that were missing in your life. How is it that we even know each other except through the words that we exchange with each other, and what it means to give our word to each other? There was a time in our society when giving your word to someone was enough to seal a contract, but I gave them my word. A word was enough to seal a bond, a partnership for the rest of your life. Now, today we need lawyers, we need contracts, we need signatures, we need all of this because we don't think of our word as having that kind of clout, but we should. And you know why we should? This is the irony, this is the paradox of it. Just when we are beginning to realize that thoughts create form, that thoughts create our health, that thoughts create our world, this is when, in fact, we should absolutely look at the power that every word has that we say to each other. What words wander on their own through your mind and heart? What words just kind of carry on in their own way and then talk to you on their own all day long and set up your reality for you? What words have authority over you that actually shouldn't have any authority over you at all? Things like this. I'm just no good at this. I'm just no good at this. This is, I will fail at this. I can't try. These are words that talk to you. They have no validity, none whatsoever, but they stop you from becoming everything you could possibly be. Here's another thing. This is something I figured out, and it's the truth. The more powerless a person is, the more they're going to shrink their world down to the smallest word, the word no. Watch how this works. When a person's world becomes powerless on the outside, that person will refer to the only power they have on the inside, which is the power to say no. And you'll say, do you want to do this? No. Do you want to try this? No. Would you want to go here? No. So they'll cling to the one word they know has power. The power to control options, the power to stop their world. That's how powerful the word no is. Instead of the word that has the authority to keep their world moving, which is yes. Do you want to go here? Yes, let's try that. Do you want to try this? Yes, that sounds great. Well, how about if we do the yes, that sounds wonderful. Well, does this sound like a good idea? Absolutely yes, let's give that a try. That's how powerful the word yes is. But when you feel powerless, you're going to go to the tiniest word that stops everything from flowing in your life. This is how powerful the tiniest words are. What words do you have to constantly remind yourself of the words that other people have said to you?